Hello, welcome to Slade on Slade. This is my wife Leslie, and I am Keith, and today's episode is Beta Readers and Critique Partners. Just want to remind you that I'm the writer of the upcoming book, The House of Verdance, coming out in early 2021.
So my first question for you today is, what is a beta reader?
A beta reader is someone you trust enough with your manuscript, or book baby, and they read it and they summarize chapter by chapter with you, if indeed they're also the critique partner. And they look for plot holes, they look for you using the wrong names, and they tell you if you're going in circles, if you're getting outside of what you need to be talking about story-wise, and they keep everything kind of linear if that's the type of book that you're doing.
Who should you enlist to be a beta reader?
Well, you're going to want somebody who's going to be honest, no matter what. So if it's going to be a close friend and they're going to lick your ass by saying yes all the time, you don't want that person. And that just might be somebody who wants to just get an early glimpse at your book, which is nothing wrong with that. But you do not need somebody who's going to tell you yes all the time. You need somebody you can trust. You need somebody, whether they're in or outside of your group, and you need to be able to trust them on a few levels. And I would take it, would you say chapter by chapter? I like it.
Maybe a couple chapters.
I like to do it chapter by chapter. You also want to make sure they're part of your target audience, because I got a few friends and they like horror only. So they might not like the sci-fi element. So it would be hard to bring them in. You also make sure that you have somebody who's reliable. You know, everybody's got that one super shifty friend that like, yeah, I'll help you move a couch, and then there's nowhere to be found when they get here. You know, so then reading your book's only going to be a kick in the ego, which, by the way, you should not have. If you have an ego going into this, it's going to get kicked around a lot. So you got to really be able to roll the punches, because it's going to make you better.
And why do you need beta readers?
I think beta readers are important for some people, not for all, but I think they're important for some readers because they help give further inspiration. Like with our close friend Caroline, shout out, and my wife, when I get the feedback just from them, it gives me a real boost to go into the next chapter if I already have it going to the next chapter. It shows me that I'm walking the right path. I'm probably saying this wrong, but remember, I didn't go to school for this, so I'm just winging it. But you want somebody to say, hey man, I'm really enjoying what you're doing. That's going to help you on your Candyland progression. If somebody goes, hey, you know that last chapter you wrote? Then you could be like, oh, what was wrong with it? If they can give you something that you can quantify in your head, you go, oh yeah, man, my characters would have never acted like that. Then that's where they really pay off. And again, they have to be reliable people, and they have to be willing to tell you that what you did is not really good.
And you also have to make sure that they keep you grounded, so you don't get too off track.
See, I completely forgot to answer that. My wife's got a notebook. I clearly am winging it.
So my next question for you is, what's the difference between a beta reader and a critique partner?
I was wondering how long I was going to have to hold that stupid look on my face.
Sorry, I
was in the middle of trying to press the button. Look, there is no real difference if you don't want there be a difference. Beta reader, I have a friend, and she is just a beta reader. She just wants to read it, take it all in, and then slowly tell me what she likes and doesn't like. But she doesn't want to give notes. She doesn't want to be one of those people. So in a way, she's critiquing it, but not really critiquing in a way where I can go, oh yeah, you're right. Where a critique partner is just going to be somebody who's interested in what you're doing, because it's the field in which you're dabbling in. You know, whether it's horror, it's the mystic arts, fantasy, sci-fi, romance, comedy. They're going to come in and tell you, hey man, this is good compared to this, compared to that. But remember, being compared to something or someone is a double-edged sword. it's nice to say, hey, this reminds me of an Isaac Asimov story or a Stephen King. But that could ruin your ego right off the bat. So you want somebody to be able to tell you right off the bat, I like this for this, that, and the other reason.
So my next question for you is, how do you deal with feedback from your beta readers without freaking out?
I cry, I stomp my feet, I pee myself, and I curl up in the corner. I don't have an ego. So, like lately, I had I'm just a little over halfway done in book 4, and my buddy Don was like, "Hey, man, I'm not really feeling this one character's motivation," and I'm like, "Tell me why." And then he rationalized it in a way where I understood that that character might have been a little outside his lane when it came to the actions and reactions to a certain situation. And so I went back and I did a little revision, and we both agreed that it was more organic. So, it's one of those things where you can't have an ego. They got to be able to tell you, hey, man, your shit is not good, and you have to be able to get a good reason why it's not good. So you can look back and say, oh, yeah, I understand that. And so, again, honesty is key. What?
That way somebody will want to buy your book because it's not crap.
Yeah.
Because you might think that it's good, but somebody else.
Yeah. And if you don't have an editor you can trust, which we do, you pay for what you get, and you could be dead in the water in the first book. And that's what you really don't want. It all comes down to honesty. If you just rush your manuscript to Amazon and you put it out, you could sink your entire writing career if this is something you want to do. And I hope it is, because I think writing is an amazing field of art, I guess. All of my friends I have are physical artists. They can draw, they can sculpt, they can do this and that. I only have a couple of friends that write. One of my friends is Dean, and he wrote I Am Dracula. Oh, God. Right there. Okay. That's a book you want to check out. If it's a book you don't read in your lifetime, you have robbed yourself of an entertaining piece of literature, I guess you'd call it. Yep. It's my favorite Dracula book. He also wrote I Am Frankenstein, which is good. But we're going to do reviews of those on another time. I just wanted an excuse to stick those in and be able to say, thank you, Dean. Dean, you wrote an amazing group of books. And those aren't even the really chilling books. He wrote some other stuff, too.
So that is all the questions that I have for you today. Do remember that if you like the content that we have, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Trying to get a promotion there.
Body armor. When you drink it, it's armor for your body. Oh, this shit is really good, though. I don't care what flavor they got. It's good.
If you like our stuff, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button below.
Pow, 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 pow!
And don't forget to hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and
Parler.
Tumblr. Parler now.
Rumble.
We're going over to Rumble too, but we're going to stay here also. So.
Any place I can fish up viewers. I got one. I got one. Oh, it's just Don. Get out of here! I kicked off my shoe.
Don't forget to check out those places for the
upcoming. Oh, did I step on your line? Sorry.
Our upcoming books info, and don't forget about the contest that we are having.
You could find yourself within the pages of my manuscript, soon-to-be book, soon-to-be worldwide movie, directed by none other than George. His name sounds like Lucas.
So that's all we have for you today. We will see you next time. Bye.